I just finished this exercise where I tune into this vision of what would happen. What would happen when $11,000 is in my account by the end of the month, and what I am doing, what I am doing when that reality is true. And I just hit record here because I want to stay in my feelings as much as I can. And I feel fear because I'm afraid of now I'm being seen, and I'm just like, oh, I don't know if I can let this sort of this other thing be seen, and I'm gonna do my best here. But I was in this beautiful place where I started to realize all these possibilities of if this is if this is true, I have $11,000 in my bank account. What experiences would I generate for others and with others in my life? How would I create these wealthy, enlivening, abundant experiences for and with others? What would that look like? What would that feel like? What would I do? Yeah, and it's just I'm I'm so grateful that I can really feel the power in this. I used to do visualization stuff in the past, but I'm realizing now that my limitation was that I wasn't actually feeling the feelings of what is possible. Like truly, if I'm really there, if this is my reality, then what is happening in my body and in my feelings? What's actually happening? And I'm really there. And so in this video, my purpose for sharing this video is to answer this question and provide some possibilities within this question, this quest, which is how do I create wealth consciousness in my life? How do I do that? And this has been a big question I've been asking over the past 2 years. Really big question. Really big question. Money, my non-material value, my relationship to abundance. It's been this thing that's just like here. That's just like, oh, I need to figure this out. This is I don't know what to It's having such a big impact on my life, and I don't know what to do about this. And there's such a contraction here, and it's been like that. It's been like that. And in this sort of mess that I've been in, I've been unfolding what I will call miracles. I've been unfolding miracles in the mess. So this video is about how to unfold miracles in relationship to wealth, and in relationship to money, and in relationship to non-material value. And I'm going to start I'm going to start by taking action, because a huge core piece of this this question, how do I increase wealth consciousness in my life? Actually have it, what creates wealth consciousness? That's the direct question. What creates wealth consciousness? Something I'm learning is becoming more and more clear the more I step into this, is that what creates wealth consciousness is my choice to create wealth consciousness in my life for and with others. So I'm gonna start that off right now. I'm gonna show you guys how I'm doing that. This is one way. This is really obvious and easy way. This is my friend Maggie's GoFundMe. Her nephew, who she's supporting, she's a single mom. She's supporting and housing her nephew, who's in a really challenging situation. He has type 1 diabetes, and he's recently had this condition where his vision is being affected right now to the point where he cannot see. He's losing his vision. All of his teeth have been deteriorated, almost all of them. And his family is really struggling to cover the medical expenses. If you're from America, you know that this is a big issue. He recently was denied his healthcare plan because he works full time and is struggling to even get insulin at this point. So he's one of those that's falling through the cracks. He has a job, but because he has a job, he's not able to get insurance. But because he's losing his eyesight, he's not able to go to his job. So this is a challenge. So I'm going to start by increasing the wealth consciousness in my life by asking and inviting you to donate to this GoFundMe. The link is in the video comments right now. If you're willing to donate $5, $10, $50, $500, please do that. Please do that. This is a really simple way to increase our wealth consciousness, just by donating to those who are in need, directly donating to them, and also inviting others to do the same. And yeah, this video is about that. So what I've been noticing is that as I do this practice, the practice that I just shared in the beginning of this $11,000, envisioning, really embodying my feelings of what, if this is true, then what does that feel like in my body and in my feelings? And how is that impacting me right now in this present moment? This is called creating a conscious fantasy, right? A conscious fantasy because, yes, it's this reality that's not technically here, but it is here because I'm in my body and I'm in my feelings and I'm having this experience right now in the moment. So it's a conscious fantasy. It's actually real. Something's happening in real time versus me going off into this real conceptual space and be like, oh, I hope this happens. Oh, I wish that happened. Oh, this, that, this, but without any sort of connection to my body or to my feelings. That's the distinction there. So one thing I've been learning and noticing is that when I get into this wealth conscious state for myself, when I get into that state, what happens is I'm immediately connected to these ideas and possibilities for how I can generate wealth for others in my life. And I'll give you an example of something that happened just about 2 or 3 days ago. I was in this state where I'm bawling. I'm just, wow, feeling so grateful as I'm connecting to this $11,000 embodied vision. And out of nowhere, this inspiration struck me about how I can generate wealth, more wealth consciousness into my life. And that idea was, it's connected to this book I've been reading called A Happy Pocket Full of Money by David Cameron Gikandi. And I've been really enjoying this book. If you're into money mindset or law of attraction, or just things in this nature about taking responsibility for your beingness, your thoughts, your beliefs, and your actions in relationship to money and non-material value, then this is a great one because although you might not discover anything that you haven't heard before, you will discover that this guy brings a real sense of simplicity and clarity and cohesiveness to everything that he shares. This was actually given to me by a close friend of mine, Nolan. Thank you, Nolan. This is really impactful for me. Anyways, as I am in this wealth conscious state, I have this idea with this book to start a book club with my family. To invite my family to read this book with me. And the moment I had that thought, I was like, this is genius. That's an amazing idea. I love that. I love the idea of inviting my family to increase their wealth consciousness. I can't think of a better way to increase my own wealth consciousness by inviting the culture of my family to step into that with me. And if you know anything about me and my past with my family, in my early 20s, we went through a massive financial devastation. We lost everything. We died as a family and as individuals. It was harsh. So when I think of this and starting a book club, it just sounds like the best idea in the world. So what I did is right after that, I went I went directly to them and I said, "Hey, mom, dad, what do you think about this book club idea?" And they were both a yes. I was like, "Yes, great." Then I went to my brother, "Hey, what do you think?" He's a yes, great. And then I went to my brother's girlfriend, like, "Hey." And then I went to my friend Jackie, like, "Hey." And I just feel so much joy. I'm just like, wow, I'm really creating this culture. I'm creating this garden in my backyard. And I'm just like, I want to grow these flowers. Do you guys want to grow them with me? Like we could co-create a garden together and we could just water them together. And, it doesn't have to be a big deal. Like, let's just create a WhatsApp group and let's just commit to reading one chapter a week, just 8 pages, and then just share on the group what we're inspired by. And if we want to get on a call, great. If we just want to share on the WhatsApp thread, great. Low effort, high reward. Yes. Let's go. Okay. So I'm feeling very inspired by this idea of like, okay, how can I find ways to generate wealth in my life for others in my life? How can I be a part of that? Yeah, how can I just generate beautiful experiences in my life? Wealth isn't just money, of course, right? Last night I invited my dear friend Jackie and her son, Nico, to have dinner with my family. And I I just cooked up this delicious salmon meal and I just really enjoyed we had such a fun experience and just it was just felt so wholesome and nice and good. And my dad at one point suggested that we give some of the extra portion that we have, some of the salmon that we have to our neighbor who she's just like a kind of a lonely woman that, just like a teacher who I don't really know if she has much family. And when he shared that idea, I was like, yes, that's such a great idea. Like, thank you. What a sweet, beautiful idea. And so we generated wealth for her too. I'm like, yes, like this feels so good. This feels so alive. This is the life I want to live. These are the experiences I want to create. I want to be the person that like when I step into a room, I'm just generating so much wealth for everyone and everything. Like this is who I am. And this is what people know me to be. I'm just like the Midas. I'm just everything I'm touching is turning to gold because I'm intending that. I'm declaring that it's who I am, and I'm using my anger, my conscious anger, to say, no more of this fucking bullshit. This bullshit, unconscious fantasy where I'm just like, oh, I need to fucking protect myself. Oh, I'm not gonna be okay. Oh, someone help me. Oh, daddy, save me, government, save me, daddy. That's a real thing that lives in me. That's real. I'm not judging it. That's not a judgment. That's something that also lives in me. For those of you who are still watching, yeah, I will share that. That's something that also lives in me. And that's the addiction. That's the child ego state addiction to being saved. And that is the victim state. That's the victim state. So we as a human race need to grow up. And we grow up by becoming the creators of our life, declaring, I declare I declare that I am a wealth generator. I am a wealth generator. I generate wealth. I create wealth for myself and for others. And I'm so devoted to this that I don't have to. I it's I'm fully taken care of. I'm taking care of this body, this being, this vessel, my physical, my emotional, my mental, my energetic, my archetypal bodies. I'm taking care of it all. I'm taking care of it so good that I have so much energy to share with the world. That's like and actually my orientation is towards the world and is giving to the world. And it's like, of course, I'm included in that. I'm not separate from the world. I'm part of that. I'm integrated whole piece of the world. I'm not separate from it. So of course it makes sense to generate wealth for my world, because that is how I generate wealth for myself. And I feel really, really inspired, really amped up by this awareness. Is there anything else here that feels important to share? Yeah. So this is a practice. The last thing I'm going to share is a practice I've been doing with a lot of men. I've been doing this with women in my life. I've been just doing this, especially when it feels vulnerable to do it. I'm going to do it with you right now. So I'm going to close with this. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being in my life. Thank you for generating wealth. Even just by watching all the way through, you just made a choice to generate wealth in your life. How can you not do that now? You just heard these words, these phrases, these ideas, these concepts. This beingness is now sort of here. It's here, right? And I'm kind of getting away from the thing that I actually meant to do here, which is I love you.